The House of Whispers, a tale of Tawbah and terror. It began with the wind, dry, sharp, biting at Zayd's face as he stepped out of the rusting taxi that had brought him to the edge of the world. Before him stood the house, tall, crooked, and covered in the size of time. Its wooden frame groaned under the weight of abandonment. Broken windows stared back like hollow eyes. The village road behind him was silent. Even the birds didn't dare sing near this place. He scoffed at the sight. "This is what I came for," he mumbled, dragging his duffel bag through the weeds. He was a city man, tattoos on his arms, AirPods in his ears, and a history of sins that clung to his soul like thick smoke. Religion was a relic to him. Prayers? Pointless. Death? Far away. God? Maybe, maybe not. But then came the letter that changed everything. His grandfather had died, the man he barely knew, the man the family whispered about, the man who once wore a white jubbah and carried a Quran like a sword, until something inside him broke. Zayd inherited the house because no one else would touch it. Too many rumors, too much silence. Some said his grandfather practiced black magic. Some said he was possessed. Some said he died screaming in his sleep. Zayd didn't care. He came with one goal: to inspect, sell, and forget. But fate, as always, had other plans. As he stepped inside, the air thickened. It wasn't just dusty, it was heavy, as if the house itself was breathing. Furniture lay overturned. Cobwebs claimed the corners. On the wall, a dusty frame still clung to a verse of the Quran, ayatalkursi, its glass cracked right down the middle. He smirked. Dramatic. He set his bag down and explored. Most of the rooms were empty, until he entered what must have been his grandfather's bedroom. It was almost untouched. A musalla still lay facing the Qibla. A bookshelf, half-burned, held a few tattered books. The air smelled of oud and something else, something rotten. And then he saw it, a journal, leather-bound, thick, placed perfectly at the center of a broken desk. Zayd picked it up. He didn't know why. Curiosity? Arrogance? Destiny? The first page made his heart skip. I called them. The Jinn. I let them in, and they never left. Allah, forgive me. He flipped more pages. Scribbles. Names in Arabic. Do is mixed with please. One passage made his hand tremble. I can't pray anymore. When I say Allah's name, my tongue burns. I used to be a man of sujood. Now, I can't even raise my hands. They sit on my chest. They whisper in my ears. My wife died because of me. My daughter ran away. I feel the grave pulling me. I'm already in my qabr. Ya Allah, grant me one sujood before death. Zayd dropped the journal. The room suddenly felt colder. A breeze brushed past his ear, but the windows were shut. Then came the whisper. Soft. Male. Old. Zayd. He spun around. Nothing. Zayd, don't let it take you. He ran. Down the stairs. Out of the house. Into the night. He didn't stop until he reached the village masjid. The far adhan echoed in the distance. The call pierced through the fog in his heart. And for the first time in years, he listened. He entered the masjid like a stranger entering a forgotten home. The old imam looked up and smiled. You look like you've seen a jinn. Zayd tried to speak, but his voice cracked. I think something's in the house. The imam nodded. There is, but not what you think. It's grief, regret, and perhaps a soul still searching for peace. Zayd sat. His heart pounded. I don't pray, he confessed. Then today, the imam said, is a perfect day to start. The imam guided him through wudu. The water felt cold, but cleansing. He stood beside the imam as the prayer began. Awkward. Lost. But then, Allahu Akbar. He bowed. He prostrated. His forehead touched the ground, and something inside shattered. A dam broke. Years of darkness began to leak out. He cried silently in sujood, his tears soaking the prayer mat. He didn't know how or why, but something inside him whispered back. You're not too far gone. That morning, after far, he returned to the house. This time, not with arrogance, but with Quran playing from his phone. Surah al-Baqarah. The imam had told him that it was a protection, a shield. The house creaked. The floor groaned. But the whispers were silent. He sat in the center room, and opened the journal again. Another entry. The Jinn demanded a price. I gave them blood. Chickens at first, then cats. I regret it. I feel them now, even in daylight. My dreams are full of fire. If anyone finds this, destroy it. And make dua for me. I don't want to meet Allah with this stain. That night, Zayd dreamed. He was in a grave. Alone. No light. He heard laughter. Not human. Cruel. Cold. Then he saw his grandfather, crying, chained, holding his face. I made a mistake. I thought the Jinn could give me power. But they take everything. Zayd awoke drenched in sweat. The Quran was still playing. The next few days were a blur of prayer, fear, and healing. He cleaned the house room by room, recited surahs, sprinkled water over door frames while reciting Bismillah. He found old talismans, strange symbols, and burned them all. The whispers returned once on the third night. He was lying in bed when a cold hand gripped his ankle. He froze, turned on his flashlight. Nothing, but he felt breath on his neck. He leapt up and recited everything he knew. Audu by kalamatillahi tamadi min shari ma kalak. Ayat al-Kursi. Kul audu barabi al-falak. The presence faded. A foul stench lingered, then vanished. It was the last time they came. The following week, he visited his grandfather's grave with the imam. It was sunken, the soil cracked. The imam frowned. Some souls struggle to rest. But dua can reach where we cannot. Zayd knelt by the grave. He whispered, Ya Allah, if you can forgive me, then forgive him too. Let him feel sajda again. That night, the dream returned. His grandfather stood on a green field, smiling, dressed in white, a prayer mat beneath him. I finally made sujood. Zayd woke up in tears. He never left the house. He fixed it, renovated it, turned one room into a small masjid, another into a library. He invited orphans, travelers, seekers of knowledge. The house became known as Beit al-Rahmah, the House of Mercy. Zayd prayed 5 times a day now. He kept the journal, but sealed it inside a glass box as a reminder. To others, it was a haunted house. To him, it was a graveyard that gave birth to his soul. They say you can still hear whispers there. But now, they're not cries of regret. They're the soft hums of Quran recited in the night. If you're reading this, then perhaps you too feel the whisper of your own soul. Maybe you've wandered. Maybe you've strayed. Maybe the grave feels too close. But remember, no house is too haunted, and no heart is too broken for Allah's mercy. Return before the final whisper comes. Subscribe to our channel, Deeninminute, for more stories that awaken the heart. Comment, I seek Allah's forgiveness, if this story moved you. Share it with someone who needs to return before it's too late.